and not a spring chick. And today we're going to have an editorial on, well, the Democratic Party.
That's
and
right.
what's this issue about half votes?
And you can see that. You know, what is a half a vote? I mean, look at that. I mean, Hillary, you know, I mean, I would be pissed off if I were Hillary. I mean...
Yeah, what about promises?
That promises don't amount to anything. As Monty also has said in anti-voteism, all votes should count unless it's a vote that's not for you.
But wasn't that what recount was about with the Democratic Party, that all votes should count?
And, you know, those little dimples and hanging chads. But they did, though, in Michigan, they did follow that, you know, that theory on the votes. They divined that the people that voted undecided were actually voting for Obama.
Well, how can you decide that?
The same way that they decided that everybody that had a dimple and changed their minds in Florida were obviously voting for Al Gore. So they were consistent in that they can divine who the voter was going to vote for.
But at least last time there was a hanging chad, there was a dimple, there was something to go
Yeah,
by, other than just,
yeah,
well, let's just throw a dart. And
but the problem is with a lot of the hanging chads and a lot of the dimples actually were there after they voted for Bush. They changed their mind and decided to vote for Bush or undecided, but they determined that the dimple or hanging chad actually meant that they weren't voting for Bush, they were voting for Al Gore. And this time...
Oh, that's interesting, even though the vote that punched through was for Bush.
Yeah, it didn't make any difference.
So this time, it's within the Democratic Party instead of Democrats versus Republicans.
Yeah, this time they decided that if you were undecided, you weren't undecided on any of the other Democratic candidates, you weren't undecided on Hillary, you were undecided on Barack Obama. And they basically gave Obama 50, you know, just around 50% of the votes in an election he didn't even run in.
Well, you know, that part I'm still trying to understand, because most of the other candidates were all on the ballot, right? And Obama took his off?
Obama took his off, and there were other candidates on the ballot, but they basically aren't getting anything because
they're no longer in the race.
They're no longer in the race, but they decided that that Obama is their man. Win or lose, basically you're going to lose if you listen to stuff today. But you know, he's got that church problem which nobody believes he's actually dropped out of. But they have decided they're going to hang their hat with Mr. Obama, and when they're okay. As I understand, the Democrats have been saying in the press that there's no reason for Mr. McCain to even run now because Obama is going to sweep the red states. Well, since Mr. Obama can take a state that he didn't even run in, then maybe they're right. Maybe McCain can save all his money and not run against Mr. Obama at all, and then have the elected officials just give Mr. McCain the victory without
even Obama the victory.
No, give McCain a victory. That way, Obama doesn't run. I mean, McCain doesn't run in the election at all. Obama's the only name on the ballot.
He could do a thing like Florida, Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
I mean, why not? I mean, if the Democratic Party can do this, why not the National Board of the people that the electors just decide? Well, we're going to follow the rule of the Democratic National Committee, and even though John McCain was not listed on any of the ballots, we have decided that John McCain. They intended to vote for John McCain. Even if they voted for Mr. Obama, the intention was to vote for McCain and give McCain a landslide.
Well, you know, there would be some people that would be very happy with that. It might help with the Democratic Party.
Yeah, you know, what's going to help with the Democratic Party is, you know, we're being nonpartisan here. Don't vote for one single Democratic candidate. Mark, vote undecided, which we know they're going to go for, which they'll say vote, we meant Democratic anyway. Vote for the Independents, vote for the La Raza, vote for, you know, vote for Nader, vote for Barr.
Vote for anything other than
Democratic. Vote for
Democratic.
any candidate other, and write your own candidate in. The only way the Democrats are going to learn that you can't do this is to simply teach them a lesson. Don't mark Democrat on your ballot whatsoever. I mean, you know, and there's all kinds of things. I mean, you know, it sounds like a dumb thing to do, but first of all, the Democratic Party cannot tell a state when the state is going to run its primary election. They don't pay for the election; the people do.
Well, you know, that's the part I'm still kind of curious about, because here the state paid for the election, and the DNC, the Democratic National Party, is trying to tell them what they're supposed to do.
That's right. They've already been found that you can't do it in various states all over the country. That basically the Supreme Court is going to rule, and the Supreme Court is going to rule states' rights versus the Democratic Party. And the Democratic Party is either going to have to pay for the primaries at the time they want, or they're going to have to let the states put the primaries when they want. I mean, we're running towards a national primary right now. And all of the states are basically going to hold them the very same day. So, you know, that's going to end their problem whatsoever, which will also piss off the Democrats, because it means you're going to have to front load with unbelievable amount of money
Oh gosh, could
a
you
year
imagine that?
before the election.
Yeah, because everybody, I mean, what they've been doing is going on campaigning based on how they
Yeah.
did before and trying to pick up more money.
Because-
That's a lot of money to
I
do
know.
a national primary.
That's right. It's got to be like running the general election. And then because of,
Then what's the purpose of even having a national primary?
so that somebody that hasn't any money and has no chance whatsoever gets a chance to be seen. So it's also all about being reelected in your own district.
Okay.
But you know, those are answers to solving the problem. You know, seating everybody at the convention only makes more people angry. Telling, okay, we're going to put it this way. Anybody remember their history when they said that each X amount of black people were worth one vote? That's racist. How many black people are going to be in there that actually supported Ms. Clinton, and they're going to be told they're only worth half a person? Basically, it's demeaning. They're telling the women that are going to be there, well, you're only worth half a vote to us. They're telling seniors like me, you're only worth half the vote. They're telling Asian Americans like, you know, not a straight shit, she is only half a person. So you got to make them, got to teach them a lesson, folks. You won't, but you should.
So if you're a half person, or actually you're a whole person and don't want to be considered a half person, you know, your vote does count.
Right.
Let them know, because you don't want to have the election come down to, let's see, if you don't vote for Hillary, if you don't have that chance, you're, what is it, a feminist? A sexist.
You're sexist. If you don't vote for Mr. Obama, you're a racist. And if you don't vote for McCain because of his age, you're against senior citizens.
So,
Basically,
the best person win.
That's right. So this is Oldecam.
And not a spring chick, coming to you about
the debacle that the Democratic National Committee has caused.